Aquarius, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. Like always, we're going to put down your baseline, clarify, and then wrap it up with some time frame checks. And then also, like always, these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say, they may or may not resonate. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And if it does not resonate at all, perfectly normal. Check your other placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. All right, what's going on, please? Show me Aquarius, show me Aquarius, show me Aquarius. What's going on? Show me that Aquarian energy, please. Show me Aquarius. What's going on? Show me that Aquarian energy, please. That's better. The Fool. Beautiful. Crossing. Four of Swords. Is it time to come out? Well, only you can really figure that out, honey, but we'll see. Influencing you, Queen of Swords, there you are. Decision-making, determination, okay. Relevant past, the Empress energy, could be a person of significance or your own particular energy. On the exit, sense of self, Nine of Pentacles, I don't know about that. Page of Pentacles, interesting. You might be finding a new way to invest in yourself, or that you are trying to better understand that the old version of you is on the exit and that you're trying to accumulate a new sense of self and opening up. Let's take a look. Your Strength, Seven of Swords, disagree. There are times when it's necessary, but we should not consider that a strength. To avoid is not a strength. It usually just delays things that we could have otherwise taken care of sooner rather than later, but we'll get back to that. Okay, your fighting environment, Five of Wands. Okay, I got it. If your environment is combative, I could see where you have considered it a strength to just walk away or not engage. On the contrary, that's probably when we need to turn around and address it the most, because that tells me you've gotten a little too used to that. Instead of it ever being resolved, it's just an ongoing thing. And you're like, I know when to sidestep that shit. Which is cool. You do need to know how to pick and choose your arguments. But if it's in your environment, in other words, this is a regular occurrence, avoiding it, not so good. We'll take a look. Hopes and fears, Eight of Swords, you don't want to see it in either direction. Honey, outcome of the Nine of Wands, that's a little bit much. That's a little bit much. That's a wee bit much. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. I don't. I can kind of see where you're kind of feeling like an escape artist, or you would like to feel like an escape artist. The environment is difficult and combative quite a bit. I don't care for it, and I don't care for the outcome at all, is that we're still fighting defensive. And like I said, the avoidance tactic only works so well. It's one thing to not get caught up in micro arguments with complete strangers and bullshit scenarios. It's like, this is not worth it. This is not worth my sanity. This is not worth me going to jail over, right? But when it's in your environment like this, and you're like, I know how to stay out of the family drama, good for me. When, it could be that you could help squash it, or teach other people this is not how to communicate. I don't know, and I'm not saying it all falls on you. What I'm saying is that this should not be here. And then also, hopes and fears, we don't want to see the direction or outcome of it in either way. We have a defensive stance. That's not good. That's way too much energetic accumulation of outstanding habits. Okay, let's get cracking. Show me that Fool. I mean, again, I could see why you kind of feel like you would like to step into the role of escape artist, especially with that Four of Swords crossing you. It's like you can never catch a break. The Fool, you would just love to open up, be open, free, fresh eyes, fresh beginning, fresh sense of self and energy, and this is me, and I'm opening up, no agenda, right? The Four of Swords is crossing. You never seem to be able to get into that space of healing yourself towards it or finding more time for yourself. And I can get it. This is a bit too much drama. I don't like that on the exit, but let's start here with the Fool. Hold on. Let's see that. Show me the Fool, please. Show me that Fool, please, for Aquarius. Show me. I want to turn that frown upside down. Show me that Fool, please. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool. Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Man, you have such a surge of energy that said, I would love to live for me. I would love to live for me. And I know that you would like to, but it's like you say, I never have time for myself, Four of Swords. I never get to really think on it or reflect on it. I never have a quiet time. I never have a downtime, Christina. It's, you're saying you yourself are not personally happy, Nine of Pentacles with the Four of Cups, but there are times when you experience a spark in you, and a strong one too, Ace of Pentacles. I'm sorry, Ace of Wands. Tired. Ace of Wands over the Fool. Man, that's beautiful. It's natural. Sometimes you just want to take off, right? Because you're saying you're personally unhappy with what's going on. I get that. And you say you have no time to yourself, and that would explain your Nine of Pentacles on the exit. It's like your sense of self, sometimes it feels like it's ebbing away. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. The time you do not make for yourself, other people will gladly take for you and from you. That's just how energy is, guys. The more at will you are, the higher your own energy rate, the more accomplished you are, the more you try to get things done, the stronger you are. It seems like you just seem to attract everyone else who misses those qualities, and they try to extract it from you or siphon it from you to compensate for what they don't have. And so we get that energy where it's like, I never get any time to myself. And I feel like I have no sense of self, or I've lost my sense of personhood. You know, so I would ask you now, I get that you have learned to kind of step away from these things, but is that really lending to you? Okay? If you're still saying you don't have any time for yourself and you're still in a not great environment, it's not supportive, we got to ask ourselves if this method is working. The answer is no, it's not working. Okay? So even when you try to minimize your involvement or participation, you still don't seem to have any time to yourself, so I know this isn't working. Show me that Four of Swords, please. Show me that Four of Swords, please. Show me that Four of Swords, please. Show me that Four of Swords. Show me that Four of Swords. It's like I never get to do anything on my own. I never have time to myself. Okay. Let's see that Four of Swords, please. Three of Cups, Nine of Swords, Death. Man, that's what I'm talking about. You never seem to have any freaking quiet time. Jesus. You're saying I haven't been able to connect to the people I want, family, friends. I haven't had a laugh and a good time. I never seem to get any downtime. I never get to charge up or recharge. There's a social component you feel like you're missing. The ease, the lightness of being, you know, just simple celebrations and time with either someone specific or just in the general social sense. I'm seeing it as the general social sense because the Four of Swords is knocked sideways. We haven't been able to partake in our regular healing methods that are conducive to the self. And you are showing me singular individual energy here that says, not only are you exhausted, you have no room to replenish. So that would explain again why I'm saying your sense of self is exiting. You feel really out of touch with you. Again, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. It makes perfect sense. Let's get to the root of it. Let's keep going. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't. It's just like it's all pressure all the time. Let's see that Queen of Swords. You're hovering influential energies that you always feel like you're in a state of responsibility. You always have to have that hard hat on, right? Make decisions, make rulings, listen to people, sort things out. You try to keep a cool head. Don't get wrapped up into arguments and drama like everyone else seems to. I get that. That would also explain your Seven of Swords. But again, the fact that it's not working, we need to make some adjustments here, guys. Show me that Queen of Swords, please. Show me that Queen of Swords. Let's see that Queen of Swords, please. There's that Fool again. The Nine of Wands. You always have to perpetually block that sense of free spirit and wanting to open up and do your own thing. And the Three of Wands, you know, you're saying not today, maybe tomorrow. See, I don't like that. This is you, it's somebody, you, putting yourself off over and over again. And then I'm thinking you turn around and kind of like if it weren't for this, that, and the other. I'm telling you this right now, listen to me. People will take the time, energy, effort, everything you got that you allow. If you don't put the boundaries in place, people will be more than happy to vulture what it is you leave behind or you just leave yourself exposed to. Are you a dead animal on the road? No, you're not. I need you to be pushing back, honey. I need you to be pushing back. You want to be the fool, be a fool. And you're saying, not today. Nine of Wands. Three of Wands. I always have to put myself last. That's what you have told yourself because of the situation you have found yourself in over and over again. You want to know how I know that? Nine of Wands is here twice. What's the definition of the Nine of Wands, guys? It's not wounded warrior. It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I want you to do something different so you can get different results. You can't tell when this process began, and you don't ever know that it's ever going to end. That's how used to it you are. You mark my words now, honey. You're on the verge of burnout. I already see it back here. This is part of your everyday energy. Rahar. You're saying you're so used to it. You're used to this. And you're like, I'll take care of myself tomorrow. I'll take some time for myself tomorrow. And that doesn't happen, right? Yeah. No, I don't like this. Let's see this Empress here. For some reason, I feel like that's not you. It could be. The Emperor and Empress are all about self-empowerment. And right now, I don't see you being self-empowered. I see everything around you in your environment that takes from you doesn't give. So I don't know how long-standing that is, but I know it's been there long enough to exhaust you. And to, let's be real, feel resentful of it. Okay, let's see that Empress in the relevant past. Some of the Empress, please, in the relevant past. Let's see that Empress, please, in the relevant past. The Hanged Man, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. That's odd. That doesn't, I don't think it's you. I just don't, I'm not trying to do with them or they. I have no idea who the hell that is, honey. I don't feel like it's you. I don't. I see your energy. This is someone else's energetic stamp. I have no idea who that is, so you figure that out. That's up to you. The Empress, though, typically denotes someone of importance in our lives. They don't have to be a significant other or spouse. There is someone whose opinion we take very seriously, or they have a lot of say in our life, or they represent, again, that sense of self-empowerment. Somebody here is asking for time or a delay of time to cultivate something in and of their own right. Whether or not it has anything to do with you, I could not say. But they asked for some time to develop their stuff or whatever it is that they have going on. They said they need to focus more on it because it's whatever this is stagnant, and they've had a lot of time to think about it, and they need some more space to do their thing. I don't know how that bears any relevance on you, except for perhaps you had to pick up a lot in someone else's absence of their energy as they focused on something in their own particular construct that suggests self-empowerment or improvement of the self. So that's a lot of pause, delay, and I need time energy, and it was communicated to you from someone of importance, and it looks like they're asking for time. They've had time to think about things and how that they can improve their own particular garden, environment, world, material setting. And it seems to be taking a lot of time. But that's why they asked for it. They knew it was going to take a minute. And I don't know. But it impacted you in such a way that suggests you had to take on more because of it? I don't know. You're not able to do as much like you used to, possibly because of it. I'm not saying that they're a bad person. I don't see anything like asshole energy, I would tell you. They asked for time, and they do need time to cultivate something. And perhaps that took away from the power distribution in that respect of now that's more focused on the self, you had to assume more in their absence, particularly as it relates to responsibility. Does that make sense? That Nine of Pentacles is on the exit. That Nine of Pentacles, please, is on the exit. That would also explain why you're saying, oh, I can't think about me today. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, today's not the day that I get to have some time to myself. Nope. Nothing like that. But you are exhausted. You agreed to it, I believe. Because you're supporting it. But it exhausts you. Let's see that Nine of Pentacles, please. For some of you, this is a health situation, not necessarily the monetary world. This person might be asking for a break to cultivate their own sense of health. And they've kind of been perhaps luxuriating in that state. Not luxuriating. When you focus on the health, that's a serious thing. But regardless, they're asking for time, and it's a long investment of time, too. They didn't want to be rushed. Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands, the sense of determination, the Chariot to move forward is all waning. I understand. Page of Pentacles. You're losing confidence in whatever this is as having any sort of direction that makes sense to you anymore. That would stand to reason. You feel a huge sense of loss of identity. I don't get to do anything anymore. I don't get to feel good about it anymore. King of Wands. The Chariot, the umph, King of Wands plus the Chariot, forget about it. He has no bounds, he has no limits. He goes where he wants, right? Very commanding, but beautiful energy. Page of Pentacles, you're saying, I don't get to invest in my own movement anymore. I have nowhere I can move. Nine of Pentacles is on the exit. I don't like this. So again, while you might have made a gracious decision to kind of compensate for this person's lack of participation so that they could focus on themselves, their material world, or their health, okay, at the time, you meant it. Okay, that investment. But now it's kind of like you're regretting that decision because you say you have no time to yourself. You can't do anything that you want. Okay. But specifically your personhood, your sense of individual self. This is a beautiful individual self right here. I'd be very proud of anyone who pulled this stuff in and of their own right. And you're saying this is how you used to identify yourself. Someone who is free, independent, experienced, competent. King of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, that's competency, baby. And feeling good about our competency. I know what's up. I know what to do. And the Chariot, I knew how to move forward. I never hesitated. I know how to make good investments. And you're saying you haven't been able to invest in yourself and your own movement in a long time. I don't blame you. So are we past that point now where you should probably discontinue agreeing to this? You know? If it's hitting you this hard, honey, that agreement maybe isn't working for you anymore. Have you checked in with him? Are you good now? So I can kind of step back into my own life and feel good about me? Because this has been going on for a minute. I'm a little exhausted of always putting myself second, third, fourth. Yeah, honey, it's like you can't remember the last time you were free, single, or free to move about the cabin. Okay, let's see that Page of Pentacles. This is more than you need a spa day, honey. This is a little bit more, it's a little bit more comprehensive than that. Show me that Page of Pentacles, please. I can kind of see why you're developing that escape artist energy here. All right. I just don't want it to become so bad that you have a blow-up moment or a pressurized moment. And that, I hope that's not what I'm seeing over here. Real talk. The Emperor, Ten of Cups, the Sun. Yeah, you want to invest. Just, you really, I got you. I don't blame you. You really miss your sense of empowerment. I got it. There's an Empress here. I'm assuming this Emperor is you. You would actually like to invest soon a stronger sense of self and self-identity. You really miss it. I don't blame you. You want to be part of something comprehensive again that's healthy, as opposed to everything's just directed at you and I'm trying to pick up the energy and the movement or the investment for the both of us. Okay. It's like in other words, what you're saying is that you want some of that energy coming back now is due to you. Okay. Frankly, you just want to be happy again. It's interesting because you're showing me a strong sense of individuation too. I want everyone to be happy, not just me, right? So like you're saying, you can't identify yourself in this anymore and you understand that you're not free to just move in any direction you want anymore. You acquiesce to that. But you're also saying, I would like to be part of something that's actually healthier and happier with a stronger construct. Thank you. I would like to be self-empowered too. The Emperor, the Ten of Cups, the Sun. So this goes past the point of individual into something of, I want everyone to be happy, not just me. And I want to be empowered as much as you do. I remember these. I'd like to have these days again. And it starts out in the small things, honey. Small things. It's just, I want you to have this. This is beautiful. And you do want to start making those investments, and soon, in the smallest of ways. But it's like you switch your thinking. It's like, okay, I can't have a me day, but perhaps I can start investing in something on a larger scale. you know, where we're all happy. It's not just about you, it's not just about me, but everybody. Okay? This is bigger picture energy here. So, you don't seem to mind the loss of self so much so long as you're saying, we're all happy and I feel good about this too. Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Because whatever this energy is asking for, it's asking for in and of itself in its own right, not necessarily the benefit of everybody. You're more interested in the benefit of everybody, even if it means you don't see yourself as a singular person anymore. Okay. Let's see that Seven of Swords, please. This I don't like. Your strengths. I can avoid an argument. I bet you can. But I think we're at that point. I believe in the Aquarian time I'm looking at where it's time to get confrontational about this. The fact that you're this stressed out, okay, and that you feel out of touch with yourself concerns me. Honey, this might be that person who said, I'm going to take a bath, and then they took a little too long in the bath, and you're like, we said we were going to go out to dinner at 7, and here you are still in the bath. And it's like, well, I got caught up, and it's that selfish kind of thinking. You don't mean to start out selfish, but you're enjoying yourself so much, you're taking away from not just your time now, but other people's, and you don't really notice it until somebody gives you a reality check. You know what I'm saying? By you doing this, okay, first couple times I understand that, but you're doing it all the time now. And you don't seem to understand how it's affecting me or us or the greater scheme of things. Those time, that whatever that is, it adds up. It takes a toll on people. And they honestly don't know. You know? Sometimes people honestly don't know. And that's where you have to get... I don't want to get to that point of resentment and bitterness where you have an explosion moment. That's why it's better to turn around and address these things as opposed to avoiding them. It's not fun. It's never fun, but it is real. And you know what? Guys, if you've been around the channel, you've heard me say it. Real respect's real. I don't... I don't see your needs being met in terms of consideration of the self. So it's time you address them for your own behalf, because I don't think they're there. To acknowledge it, how much time they're actually asking for. Let's see that. Let's see that Seven of Swords. Let's see that Seven of Swords. Hi, baby. I have a puppy, by the way. Her name is Thinna. If you're connected to me on Facebook, you can see some pictures and things of her since I've taken her home, and she's been an absolute joy and a blessing. I will formally introduce her at the mid-month check-in, but you might hear her. I just heard her wake up from her nap. She's a puppy, so she have energy bursts where she's all over the place as the zoomies, and then and then completely conks out. It's hilarious. Puppies, you know. All right, the Hierophant. The Seven of Swords, the Page of Swords. Oh, yeah, there's a committed energy here that really doesn't see that. I think I got it. I think I got it. Kind of. I think I got it. I'm not trying to assume I know everything, but it makes sense now. You agreed to something that at the time probably made sense, but it's been going on so long now, you have become angry, resentful, and bitter, but you're also terrified of any ensuing arguments. Bullshit. I'm going to ask you to turn around and get confrontational with this, because the more you avoid it, the worse it's going to get. You really regret committing to this, whatever this person asked for. I need more time to do X, Y, Z. Material world, financial gain, or improving one's sense of health. And I don't know that it's necessarily health, but for some reason that's coming up, and it's like you've recovered, or you've had plenty of time to get your whatever in order. Something like that. Does that make sense? It's time for you to consider me now. And they haven't, and it's causing tension. More than tension, it's causing argument. And here's the main key. I agreed to this, and I know I did. I wish I hadn't, but I can't say that. I don't know if this is commitment in the overall sense, in which case, I'm not going to lie, it looks a little selfish. That's a lot. Guys, I can't stress this enough. That's a lot of active avoidance to something we agreed to. I said I'd participate in this, or whatever it is you needed. Be it a temporary agreement or a long-standing agreement, take your pick. For some of you, it's somewhere in between. This short-standing agreement is a bigger representation for some of you of your long-standing agreement. I kind of regret all this now. It always ends up the same way. Because you really feel that this cannot be addressed. Somebody keeps sneaking away from this conversation. I really regret to agreeing to this. Large scale. Bigger scale. And all you want is a happy, healthier construct where you feel empowered again. It's like, honey, do you feel like you need permission from this person before you can put energy and concentration back into you? Is that what you feel? I got news for you. This person's not picking the signal up. That's a little selfish. That means this is carried on for a long time. But I'm going to assume it was honest selfishness. And by that, I mean, we started out with, I needed more of this, and you gave me that time. Thank you so much, honey. I love you. That's the commitment. Then they remember it's time to switch and give back. This person didn't switch and remembered to give back to you. And you haven't brought it up. It's kind of like they should know. Well, they haven't, honey. They haven't taken the clue. They haven't taken the hint. That's what I'm saying. You need to turn around and confront this, especially if it's a commitment, guys. Especially. These are the people... People forget this about commitments. These are the people that we're supposed to be able to be our most everything self with. Our most honest, our most real. And if we can't handle that, then are they really our partners, baby? Bingo. Are they really our partners if we can't be confrontational about something that's real and valid? When it's real and valid, that's what they're for, or they shouldn't be a partner. Never mind a committed one. Okay? And I know you're the Aquarius here. Bless you. You don't like the arguments. You don't like drama. But you keeping a lid on this is just making more of it. It's creating the toxicity. Again, what people try to avoid the most out of fear is often what they create. You are creating the very situation by avoiding it. You will indeed cause that moment, because we can't talk about it, right? So we find other little things, petty arguments, bullshit like that, because it leads to something bigger. These are what symptoms look like. Symptoms of a larger problem. I'm sorry, guys. I just want people to understand that even though it looks terribly complex, in real life it breaks down just the way we think it does. That's why a lot of people don't like my tarot. You mean you're describing real life? How fucking boring is that, Christina? Yeah, I know. Real tarot is real life. This is what real life looks like, guys. It's supposed to reflect reality. Yes, it can absolutely 100%, you bet your ass, go into the spiritual realm where things get real metaphor real quick or real existential real quick. You got it. But also reality. Yeah. It's like, I watch tarot to get out of reality and into fantasy. That's somebody else's channel, and there's lots of them. Can't miss them. Okay? I'm looking at Aquarius today. This is on your mind, and it's important. And I want what's best for you. Your health is also at stake here. Your mental health, which is real, is on the line. Your emotional health, between yourself, first and foremost, never mind with this person, is also real. Your sense of security and safety and wanting to feel good about you and your dynamic is real. So let's talk about real. Okay, 5 of Wands is in the environment. Alright, what's up with this? Is this that person that needs to find themselves and they started out with a month and then 2 months and then 3 months and then and on it goes? I don't know. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords, there it is. I'll be ducked. I'll be ducked. Good, I got you talking to somebody. You understand it can provoke argument. Time has passed, you're saying. You have enough evidence to demonstrate this in your environment. Again, if you can't confront whoever this is, that you've shown commitment to, reasonable, rational skills to, your time, energy, and effort to, are they really someone worth committing to, spousal or otherwise? Family member, friend, coworker, you name it, anyone who fits that dynamic. What's the point of commitment if they're the person who fails to meet the requirements of commitment? That means being there in the real, respecting what you're experiencing as well as them. So I know that time has passed and you're saying, Christina, I have evidence, okay? I have evidence. I know they'll give me an argument. And on top of that, they'll justify it too. Everybody can justify anything. So again, is that a kind of good enough committed partnership where you can either A, be honest and have someone respect what the hell you're saying and feeling, or they don't? In which case, these are symptoms of a bigger issue. We understand? So do we have a relationship where we have a healthy enough relationship with that person that we can get confrontational about real issues, or you don't? And I want you to. I want you to. Yeah, you're saying they've had more than enough time. There they are under the deck. The Empress, the Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. They've rested. They've rested. You're saying they've had enough time. to rest, feel better about themselves, get their shit together. It's time for the environment. I don't like that environment. You're saying they automatically go to a hot point, or they rationalize everything they do, and it causes arguments and bitter. You're saying they have a sharp mind, and they can hit those points really quick. That's why you'd rather just avoid it, because they don't really listen. They can justify really well, but they don't listen too well. Again, is that a healthy construct? You want to break up their little pattern? Do what you don't typically do. Do the opposite of it. That's how you get people to listen. This is what you've become accustomed to from me dodging it because I just don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to do the opposite of that, and then that, I promise you, honey, will get their attention. That's how you break the circles, honey. The jerk circles, as I call them. The patterns that go nowhere. When people say, I've done a 360, that's not a bragging point. It's not a bragging point. Bragging point is 180. You want this person to do a 180 and stand up for yourself and say something. I'm not saying you have to be an asshole about it. I'm not saying you got to be rude. I'm saying make your point. And I promise you, they will do a 180. Okay? But you have to be willing to stand up for yourself. 8 of Swords, hopes and fears. You're saying it's just easier for you to not see. Yeah, well, I disagree. Because you've been doing that and it's not working. But we're here, so let's go ahead and cover it. 8 of Swords. The Fool. There it is again on that opening. The 9 of Wands 3 times for you. You have a right to open up about the shit that's upsetting you, bothering you, when you feel neglected, ignored, or that you can't keep, or you know somebody's going to have a hair trigger in terms of, I have my reasons. You always have your reasons. And I'm over here miserable. You won't acknowledge it. What does that say about me? What does that say about you? That's it. Call them on it. That's it. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to provoke a fight. There's no reason to get mentally, emotionally, or physically violent. You state your facts. And if somebody's going to argue you out of your facts, like gaslight you, say minimize it, it's not true, then are they a partner? The answer is no. Why are you afraid to address it? I know that you've come to expect arguments and someone who cuts it down. They've had your time, and you are still waiting for yours. Honey, you are still waiting for your moment. You're afraid to open up and speak the truth. You need to shock that person into reality with a cold bucket of water. Get them to pay attention to you. You gave them that courtesy and grace. It is now their turn to give it to you. And they might have gotten a little too comfortable, a little too selfish, okay, in that space and time you gave them. They've recovered, or they got to where they needed to be. It's time to give it back to you. And if they can't do that, again, is that really your partner? You're saying you're terrified to open up, maybe next day, maybe next week. Old honky. Let's see that 9 of Wands, please, in the outcome. I'm texting that 9 of Wands. You know what happens when I get sick of repeating cards? I'm just saying. I'm frustrated for your behalf. If I could get in there and moderate that conversation so I could tell you and show you where to shut down their conversation so that they can actually listen to you, I would. But I can't hold your hand like that, honey. You have got to figure it out, okay? Because this isn't healthy. This is not healthy. Show me that 9 of Wands, please, in the outcome. More resistance. I gotta keep doing this. No, you don't. No, you do not. Free will. I don't know what kind of thing you got going on here, but I don't like it. I don't like it. It's very uneven. 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the Tower. You're gonna have an insight. I don't know when, but you need it. I completely 100% agree. Your sense of individual self has exited. I didn't like that. But you did say, so long as I can feel a little bit more empowered. In a 10 of Cups, I'll settle for that. You said it's not much. I'll take it. Okay. Fine. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I understand where you're coming from. After this, yeah, it makes sense. But your outcome says, you may not know it yet. But you're edging closer and closer back into that state of independence that you said you've already kind of left behind, or that you feel that you had to. You just don't know it yet. You're too busy resisting this to see where it's actually pushing and shaping you. I have to agree. You working through your sense of self is needed. You're going to have to break through your own particular walls, stand up for yourself, and kind of demand your space in whatever the hell this construct is. And they are not respecting your space, honey. They're not. In the sense of your personal space being listening to you, registering your emotions, what it is you're experiencing, giving a shit about what you're experiencing, thinking, or feeling. That is how you respect somebody's personal space as well as personhood, both of which you say are grossly neglected, but that you've given them all the time in the world to shape up in the way that they needed to, and now they're not giving it back. They got a taste of that and they don't want to let it go, or they're just really blunt, like they're not getting it. And you're saying they have a quick temper and they will have cut down points like this, cut you down. That's why you'd rather avoid it. You're showing me symptoms of something much larger. I know it seemed to have started with a cause. They all do. They all start out with a reason. But usually it's a symptom of something much larger, and that's what I'm seeing here today. You have, unbeknownst to you, because you're still busy doing this, I don't want to deal with it, that you will have a moment that's going to hit you like lightning, or it's going to have you really strongly understand more about you, what it is you have given up that has led to this point, and that you have work to do on yourself outside of this. Looking at yourself as an individual, and do you even feel like one? So while I understand you said I have to let go of my sense of individual self, I have to focus on empowerment and being happy, even if it's just a little bit of a page. But how is that happening in this dynamic? How is that happening in this construct? As far as I can tell, what you want to invest in on such a simple level has no room to breathe. It's almost like they don't want you to be empowered. I don't want to step that far because it feels like it's crossing the line. But it's like if you dared remembered that you could be empowered, you might remember that you're still an individual that can make decisions too and has a voice too. And it's weird. They did ask for time to improve themselves. They had it. But it's like they don't want you to have any of that. And that bothers me. I'm not focusing on them or they, but it does look like the natural progression of things, especially if you're having to have a tower moment about your own sense of self. You treat them like a person. Do they give it back to you? The answer is no. But that hasn't hit you yet. Yeah, we need to take a look at this. Your sense of personhood, while you were willing to go like this, okay, fine, that's sacrifice for you. Just as long as I could feel a little more empowered in our dynamic, that would be great, okay? Spirit's like, I'm going to point you back to that sense of self. You're not done with it. I know you went like this, and you're trying to think of the greater scheme of things. And I say this all the time, and they're kind of saying it too. You cannot be part of something larger unless you know who you are as a person. So you just saying, I'm not an individual anymore. That's not true. You can't be part of something larger unless you were an individual to begin with. You need to know who you are first. Live in respect through that first. And if somebody can't give that back to you, it's because you don't have it in you first. They're clearly not giving you the respect and power that you need, that you have given them. What does that tell you? Your sense of individual self is just as important now as it ever was. But they've forgotten that, and you're not reinforcing it. I understand you have your reasons. Clearly this person's got a quick temper and a quick tongue, and they can justify this, that, and the other. But it's unfair. This dynamic is exceedingly unfair, okay? And that's if you resonate. If it doesn't, it's not yours. Congratulations. Do not force a reading to fit that's not yours. End of story. You know, people who try to force a reading that's not theirs, they give themselves away instantaneously. And it's you couldn't follow basic instructions, honey. I don't want to hear it. On a windy day. Something there about a windy day. I want to know more about when that tower kind of hits you. Do it. On a windy day, do it. Ooh, on a windy day. You might have that insight, that inspiration, that full energy that finally gets to burst forth. Like I said, you're an escape artist that doesn't know he wants to escape, or she doesn't want to know he escapes yet. You're going to do it on a windy day. You're going to turn around and do that 180. Stand up for yourself. In summer for some of you, next summer. In summer, I don't feel like it was last summer. Within a week. Some of you meant to address this last summer. You didn't do it. or you tried to, they cut you down. That's all the more reason you got to push the point or be firm. Like I said, you don't have to be an asshole, but you do need to be firm. Big difference. And for some of you, within a week, we need to address some of these constructs. I completely agree. And some of you, we are still in autumn. So yeah, within a week, still here within autumn. Okay. Last summer's interesting. I felt like you tried to start it and got shot down or discouraged. On a windy day, though. On a windy day, coming up soon for some of you. The winds pick up the most in autumn, yeah? Yeah, depending on where you live. Okay. I do hope this helped you. I know this was complicated. I thought at first it was and then we saw how it unlaid. I'm like, this is a symptom of something much larger. Things like this typically are. I don't know who or what that is. But you gave them a taste of, I'll give you the space you need to build yourself up financially or health-wise until it started to run negative. So you've done more than your fair share to the point that it takes away from you, but you're also afraid to stand up for yourself. Again, what kind of commitment dynamic is that? And how committed could it possibly be? Can't be a healthy one. If you anticipate to get shot down every time you open your mouth, not exactly healthy. What should you think about that? You should still be an individual within the context of family. You should still be an individual in the context of friends. And you should still be, especially be, it's called boundaries, guys. You should still be an individual within the context of a relationship, spousal, marriage, you name it. If you're not an individual, a whole person first, then you're not connected to a whole person either. It is not my half plus your half. Bullshit. You should be a whole person plus a whole person. And together you create a singular function as a relationship. But it depends on two people already being standing and upright to connect like this. You know, if you both do this and you hope one of you stacks on the other to complete the other, guess what? Someone's always competing to be at the top. And someone else always feels like they're pushed down. Do you see how that half thing doesn't work? You're supposed to build each other up, not tear each other down. And when you're like this, half and half, hey, here's my half, and we're going to put our halves together. No, you just end up bumping heads, or somebody's always going like this. You stay down, I'm on the top, and the other way around. See why it doesn't make sense? I think that's where we are, guys. I think we got there. I do. I want to check up on you in a couple weeks. I want to see progress. I don't know that I'll necessarily tune into the same group of Aquariuses. But if there's progress, I'd like to see it. Okay? You let me know. You put it in the comments as you see fit. You guys, take care. Be well.